So, Michaela, this is going to be a video for you. I'm so overwhelmed right now. I can't express anymore what I'm feeling inside, how I feel, and the frustration. I feel like I'm building up a stroke, and I'm not kidding. Just the ferocity of anger, because this is so overwhelming, ridiculously so poisoning from Sarah Cooper and Ken Cooper and that goddamn family and its supporters, that even when I forfeited, you want me to worship the feet of a pig that was about to watch me die. And I was being poisoned, and the psychologist, I don't care what the psychologists have to say. I don't care about whatever they're going to think they're going to fix. They are perpetrating a lot of evil, real fucking dark, cynical behavior because they want to help this rancid piece of shit motherfucking couple. I went to go to a church to try to make myself feel better, and I feel just a little bit better because I have to accept the things that I can't do anything about anymore, because it's just what this person did with Kenneth at the radio station and did to my mother. You got to understand that as much as this is trying to pile on to me, the psychologists are just justifying and feeling empathy for a motherfucking piece of shit like this. And they're going to keep having their people do it for them. Kenneth being involved at the radio station, Ken Cooper, oh no, Sarah Cooper. What they did to my mother is because my mother is dumb shit stupid. That's why. This was so prepared through Sarah Cooper and Kenneth and Ken Cooper and that goddamn immediate family. You don't understand, and they don't care. This is about, let's feel sorry for you. We're going to get on the boat. It's going to be a forgiveness story. Your mom's just being fucked in the mouth and shitted in her mouth and face in front of you, and you're just going to worship because that's what Barack Obama wants. So it becomes very, very difficult. Because this is not like, oh geez, you had me do 7 years labor of my dad, and then you're the one that gave me the money. Oh, I'm not kidding. I just went to a church, didn't have a service, sat there quietly, try to, mellow out. And the idea is, because this is not me fetching out like just a little bit of bullshit. I don't get my life again. I'm so much smarter than both of these motherfuckers, and how my character and personality is that would have benefited my mother like that. And instead, it's the movement for political power and that goddamn fucking rotten motherfucking pigs. It's very difficult for me because it's more challenging for me to forgive that person. Not me, it's more challenging than it is Patricia. Like what happened to Patricia Gardina. Like, I feel sorry for that genuinely, because that person can't think. But it's very, very difficult. I went to a restaurant. They're literally shouting out Sarah Cooper and taunting me the entire time. I can't sit down in a restaurant and eat my fucking meal. I cannot sit down at a restaurant and eat comfortably. Just sitting there, wanting to enjoy at a restaurant. I'm eating at a Mexican restaurant. I'm dealing with the death of this rag doll that was Sarah Cooper's princess, that everyone is making this into. I swear to God, I'm walking into these restaurants. The entire fucking community, because transgenders are racist. I've met a number of them, especially LBG gay community. I've met a number of hardcore racists. More racist than I've ever met people before in my life. But I'm sitting down at a restaurant, and they get actors, okay? They get someone that looks exact. Try to get them as close to look like Ken Cooper and to represent Sarah Cooper. I sit down at a restaurant. I can't even sit down and eat. I'm literally coughing like I feel like I gotta throw up, because I can't put the food down into my stomach, because I'm thinking of an atrocity. They're just enjoying this like it's a TV show, and they don't care. They want to feel sorry for a filthy motherfucker like this, and it's the president that's giving them these trophies. It's giving them the privilege, because even if it's not being mentioned around me and taunted, it doesn't change the fact that those actions were taken by those people. But at least in my presence, I can enjoy sitting down at a meal, enjoying a beer, enjoying a cigarette. You know, when I'm trying to sit down and eat a meal, and I can't do it because they're literally walking in. They usually corner me somewhere by myself. They send Sarah Cooper's and Ken Cooper's bodyguards, like representatives. I'm literally eating my food, and before Ken Cooper's representative, he like shouts out, like, I got this intention, like he was spitting at me. Like the way that he walked by me and goes, yeah, and he goes like that, as I'm sitting there like, yeah, Ken Cooper, white power, like this is what he's doing. And the entire time they're sitting behind me, they're taunting me about my disease because they start faking coughs. They start saying the word Sarah, and they're just enjoying this. And then they literally played matchmaker with Ken Cooper being their hardcore man. He starts talking like a deep voice because he's a real big man. And then, Ken Cooper was over Sarah. I mean, to me, it doesn't change the fact that those actions were taken. But when they start taunting that shit in front of me because they want to feel empathy for those filthy pigs and that daughter and there's fucking and the Kenneth, you don't understand. They were making fun of my dead sister years and I didn't even know about it. Kenneth works at the radio station where he's making MC. He's literally with head crack singing songs and rapping about it, how he's the protector of the little dead girl. Like my mother's being fucking fucked in her ass and raped, and these people are doing this in this restaurant. That's all they're fucking doing. All they're fucking doing. It's very, very difficult for me to be able to, like, I'm sitting down eating in a restaurant and the psychologists are ordering this. When the waiter shows up, they represent themselves as Madison and represent themselves attitude, character, energy, everything they can into Sarah Cooper's family. And then they charge at me like they'll make sure they get an attitude with me so I can't enjoy my meal and go, what? And like yeah, Ken Cooper and the transgender movement, like this is what they're doing. And I'm as polite as I can, I'm trying to be nice. It doesn't fucking matter. They engage in aggression. Every fucking person there. Then they have these other representatives that show up to my biological father. I mean, it's very, very difficult because they don't care about the details. They don't care about how bad somebody was. This is like someone who committed heinous murders, like Charles Manson, John Wayne Gacy, Ted Bundy, Hitler. These notorious people that have done a lot of bad things. There are people that want to be their wives and are obsessed with them and want to love them, and they send them money and they send them letters and they marry them in prison. That's the type of behavior these people are doing with that goddamn motherfuckers over there. These people don't care how innocent I was. It's very difficult because my mother's mentally no longer here anymore. She is completely being manipulated by the other twins and engulfed in the existence of her self-identity. She's dead. I mean, when it comes to communication, it's going to be set at a new standard. It's not going to be ever the same, like, has she just aged. And you can see they just slid something and they're taunting me and it just electrocuted me. So I think it's important. It's a conditioning. Even when I talk about it right now, as they're listening, they harass me and threaten me. It's all about Sarah and Ken. Ken and Sarah, the transgender gay community. It's Ken, and we feel so mad. It's white power. This is a quality white person. And it's very, very difficult because this isn't me trying to look for frustration or anger. This is the magnitude of these actions of what they're so perpetrating. It's so intentionally, I can gut your family like a worthless bitch of a mother pig your motherfucking was, you stupid ass. And I got away with it because he was a detective police officer. And he had all his other people do it for him. That's why when all these situations that are going to show up on my job site, this is why all these things were happening. I know I'm going to have you killed. I know I'm going to have bad shit happen to you. I'm going to gut your sister out in the meantime. And then when you're not going to be able to go back, because I'm just cute little Sarah. Like, this is what this person is doing. It's very difficult because the psychologists are intentionally doing this. I don't know how much more longer I fucking have. of whatever situation that I could be in. But at least I should be able to sit down at a fucking dinner, or, at a lunch at a restaurant when I have to fucking spend $40 fucking dollars that I don't ever do too often on all the chaos and fucked up shit that's happening in my life, to be able to at least sit down and enjoy my meal in peace. And I can't do that because the people start engaging in violent threats. This is why President Barack Obama and George Bush and the psychologists don't let me work out, don't let me defend myself, because if I had the money, that's probably what I would have been doing. I would have gotten bigger and stronger, and the minute that somebody wanted to act, I would have made sure that I had the ability to put them down permanently. And they're not going to get back up. They're not. It's the same way that somebody that's very much more stronger and bigger than I am, they'll put me down and they'll make sure I don't get back up. The same thing. The only difference is these people are engaging and they're working in teams to devour my life. So, Mikayla, be very careful. I don't even know what these videos are going to be counted for. But do not feel sorry for old pieces of shit like this. You have no idea the monstrous things that people have done at times. I have been in nursing homes for 7 or 8 years. Many elder people. I know what a good person is. I'm telling you right now, what that worthless motherfucker Ken Cooper and Sarah Cooper did together with Kenneth and Madison. Madison was just going to scoot it off to the fucking side. What they fucking did, and if it turns out that Kim's boyfriend was the one that fucked my mother, they don't care about the details. I'm not looking for a fight. This is like, I'm telling you, my mother, by look of that Matthew or whatever, my mother would have been like, I hate that motherfucker. And it's not that I'm saying that because that's what I want you to think. I know my mother. My mother used to hate that type of body language, like that person, like, my mother used to hate that shit. She used to tell me that and like taunt people that used to do that. Nobody knows about any of that. But the character of that person that's always been there gets vanished because of the psychologist. What happens is, it's a very frustrating thing because I don't like, they're taunting me in the goddamn restaurant and just talking shit as I can't even fucking walk into the restaurant. And the motherfucking old piece of shit feels like he's spitting at me. I swear to fucking God. And he yells at me and he turns. Like, yeah, eat your fucking pig food, motherfucker, white power. And I'm in a Mexican restaurant, knowing that I was raped by a transgender that was Mexican and my dad's sister. And this is all they're doing in teams. Nothing more. I can't even sit down, and I have to spend $40 fucking dollars at a meal, and they still fuck my food up. And I have to keep asking them, oh, you forgot to give this, and then they get attitudes with me, lean over. I can't even fucking do that. It's very, very consuming and very, very difficult because it's not something that I'm picking at, because I couldn't do the atrocity, because I have to deal with my mother. My mother is not bisexual, but I had to accept her bisexuality, the fact that she was fucking my father, and I don't know what other gay men by surprise beside my father, not my biological father, Raymond Palomo, and Lucio, because I know I was there the whole time. I could hear it. I walked in on it, once, like on my father, Raymond. I could hear my mom. Do you understand what the fuck is going on? My mother is being milked like a fucking pig, cow, dumbass. And these motherfuckers want to feel sorry for a motherfucking bitch that's had all this money and power and is just looking for a drama TV show. As much as whatever may be going on is over there, I should at least be able to sit down comfortably at a restaurant and enjoy a meal. There's no reason why. But they want to pick at it. And it's every restaurant I go, I can never do anything. They're all in a riot. They don't care that I was dying in a hospital. This is for her. They don't care about what it is. They feel sorry for Ken Cooper for showing up when I was dying. I would have never had them motherfuckers, or Kenneth. Nobody knows. Chip, the whole fucking time was, if you would have been there and been watching what he was doing when I was at Kenneth's house and when he came over, he was playing full hardcore detective investigator. with everything. You don't understand that I know nothing. I know nothing about any of this. And they're keeping me in this corner while they're just hip-hop, head crack building a unity with 50 Cent. And, I don't even care. I'm never going to get my mother again. I can't sit down and fucking talk to her because I'm talking to her twins and the psychologists are melting. I know what I'm telling you. It's a new standard of how I function with this person. It's not like, the standard you thought was arguing and being mean to her. That was none of it. The standard of her mentally, because she's having sex. Who knows if there's any other bisexual men she had sex with. My mother is not bisexual, but she has to be. What man in this fucking world, my biological father finds out that my mother was fucking a man? What is he going to think? Okay, Sarah Cooper sends my biological father a young one, and Sarah Cooper does it again for the family. Because, you don't ever hear anything. People just take actions, but you're not going to get the good stick of it. And that's what they're doing. But it's extraordinarily difficult because my mother's sexuality is fucked up. And I know that she wasn't. When I was around her, it wasn't just like my father. This mentality is a way of survival. Like, they just ejaculated my colon just a second ago. Oh yeah, you're putting me in my place up. But when my mom's getting fucked in the ass, and you tell Sarah to shut the fuck up, you want to feel sorry for a random piece of shit? And it makes me angry because they're just throwing salt on it. They're just, the mother that I know, the President of the United States gutted my mother out like a fucking rotten pig, and he's adjusting his lying bullshit. I know my mother, who she was, how she raised me, what she taught me, what she used to say, we used to joke around sometimes, when I was in the car when I was 9 years old, 8 years old, 6 years old, all these things. How she's trying to survive. No, it's about how all the community in Sarah Cooper and Kenneth, hip-hop station for the whites. How white power represented white power, right? I feel sorry for Ken Cooper. And it's very difficult because they know the navigation of black people are fucking crazy and very strong people. Ruthless motherfuckers. And Ken Cooper and Sarah Cooper know that. That's why they're setting the siege right over there, because you know how the black niggas are going to... Because it's not so much, it's knowing that how they're going to behave to the situation. I know how my mother is. It's very difficult because I'm just trying to enjoy simple things and I'm not able to do so. It's difficult to accept my mother's death. Difficult that it just wasn't just because she got older. This is a severe mental disorder, severe mental fucked upness, that all these people are literally acting out and want to feel empathetic for that. And you shouldn't. And this, in any situation when there's both two ways colliding with frustration, usually one has a better hand than the other. This wasn't me colliding in with the intention of any harm at all. This was me just asking questions to help my mother figure out what the fuck was going on. How can you give me information to help me? It was nothing. They were just shooting at me. Bullshit. This was not, I'm going to steal what you have, take what you have, I'm going to get away with it. This is a detective police officer. This is for Barack Obama, George Bush, the World Trade Center. This was, my mother was just being bent over in a fucking corner like Frankie. That's what Sarah and Ken did. They're going to keep layering. They're going to keep talking. They're going to keep making excuses. They're going to keep... This was not a good person. This was not holy. This was not blessing. This was nothing. This was, at least you're not going to get it. I'm bitter. I'm going to kill you for it. And that's the mentality. That's, if I didn't get it, I feel good by mauling you and throwing you in a witch's brew. This is what this is. Knowing that everyone else is going to do it. Because I'm smarter than them. I know that I am. I know the mapping of everything. But knowing that when you get older, you can't point the finger back anymore. You can't. You cannot go back because you start getting smarter and you start saying, nah, it was the killings and the disposing that you did from then. That's what they did. They shoved money down my mother's fucking mouth. And that's why she's behaving the way that she is and her twins. Because then she was doing that to Frankie. Because then she was doing that to me. Because then and then they have to survive. Oh, you see, and now she goes along with everything. This phone calls, the psychologist. Oh, it's just psychology. Go live in a trash can, you piece of shit motherfucker, and didn't tell me what you're gonna feel then and lose your fucking life. You know, you don't get no more of those fucking options, but it's the other people that's doing that. You don't understand that as much as I'm not looking for that, I didn't do anything. I'm the one for dying in a goddamn hospital, and you want to taunt me and praise somebody that was so fucking disgusting like that. She was sitting at Caesar's Palace, taunting me, standing next to my father, my biological father, and I know that look. I know exactly what that piece of shit is doing. Is to brew you inside your, the emotions. This is what she feeds off of. They're going to keep lying and they're going to keep making excuses. No matter what, this is always wanting to be, it's, forgiveness. Oh, okay, well, it's very difficult. So I think it's important. It's difficult to deal with my mother's ass fucking when this is happening. Difficult to deal with my mother's bisexuality actions. She doesn't understand, and it's just laughter. No man in the world, I can tell you this, no man in the world is going to ever look at my mother ever in life, ever normal again, because they know that she had sex. It's the same thing like me, but women are much more tolerable. Not only women are just a little bit more tolerable, it still affects me. It will never be the same again for me, because I had sex with a man, with a transgender got raped, and then they transform me, and then they use Jesus Christ, and they fuck you because I'm Barack Obama, I get what I want for the black niggas and transgenders. So it's very difficult, because my mother, she knows she's going to die alone. Not alone, because she has family, not like alone like me, but she's not going to have a partner. She was fucking, if you looked how, my dad was not an attractive looking guy. My father, Raymond Flomo, he was not a handsome looking guy at all. I'm not making fun of him in any kind of way. He wasn't. He didn't have it's genuine kindness, intelligence really isn't associated so much with appearance. But she's doing that. Okay, get her pregnant and give it to the kids and mark on you did good now. Okay, go, and it's just like, they're smarter, they're gonna calculate. This is what these presidents, they don't give a shit. They dispose of my life near the sleeping next to trash cans. Bloodied rooms, feces wiped on me, and his entire community doing this. So Mikayla, I can tell you this relationship you're ever gonna have with me as a brother is never going to work. It's going to work exactly the way Sarah and Ken wanted it, and Kenneth, because Kenneth's going to buddy system over there with Julian. I know Julian. I've already talked to him several times before. This is for the LGBT community, nothing else. This is to gut my mother because she's a stupid hog donkey right now, and that's all she's ever going to be. She can't think, and someone that's in that process can't, because then her twins, and then you don't confuse, and then smarter than you. Because they do have to survive, and it really wasn't so much of their fault, because they knew what the poison was going to happen. Because I told you, stupid. Yeah, I told you. Nobody understands the details of what Ken Cooper was doing, what Kenneth was doing, what Chip was doing. They don't care. They saw gold on that table, stripped it, get you fucked in your ass. Oh, let me exchange my problems now. That's all it was. This is not like, okay, you're a person, you're a name, you get to have dinner, you get to home, we're going to try to resolve some situation. Oh no, you just take care of the kids in the meantime. It was none of that. Oh, for the gays, remember Julian the twin, Marco the twin, they're all gay, yeah. And then Frankie's gay too, yeah. You see, oh, she don't, yeah. And so it's very difficult for me to be able to okay, this is my mother, that she has to die on their fucking table. And I'm the one suffering for it, and I'm the one that worked for it. I'm the one that did all these things. I'm the one that could tell you about the rapes. I'm the one that could tell you about going to nursing homes. I got no money, no nothing. I didn't get a new car. I didn't get anything. I'm 40 years old. I got raped. It's helped transgender movement with Barack Obama's daughter. It's so fucked up. I go to a church. They get King Cooper's lookalike. Oh, it's just perception. No, because you start engulfing that behavior. walking to the cross. Ken Cooper, he leaves the church, comes back. Yeah, you see, he just came back to Jesus Christ. You see, hold on, it was Sarah. He was doing police work. This is my dead sister. That dead little girl that's walking every day is nothing but a sack of shit of tears, waiting for the president to be able to use that when the tokens need to be used for that. There has no value whatsoever. And then my own blood sister. This is a chess match, what they're doing, a chess piece. This is what they're doing. There's absolutely no value to any sacrecy. You know, sacrecy between the relationship between my immediate family, my mother, Frankie and Jillian, Ivan, me, and everything that happened. Nothing at all. Because there was nothing that I got from that. She had to ditch that little girl for then Frankie to get raped, and we're not getting any money. Fucking rape my mother, put her in a fucking tent, and then I'm gonna get and then psychology at the house. But my existence is just a basic life that I'm asking for. A good job, $10 a fucking hour. $10, I don't care. You know, then you got another casino, then great, $15 an hour. Go to Jerusalem or whatever. But $10 an hour, I should be able to sit down at a restaurant. And it's every fucking time, I just feel sorry for the pigs, for the bastard piece of shit. Has absolutely no moral compass. They pick a side, what they want, and they don't care how wrong, how bad it was. The same exact way they did with Miguel. The same exact thing they did with Miguel. You can see how they feel empathetic for Miguel when I was 25 working at Advanced Graphics, and they kept on pointing over there. And it's like, oh yeah, he made a mistake. You don't want us to be gay. He's just a teddy bear, you know, but he's just a real man now. You don't know the struggles of being gay. Like, this empathy, it's so that there's nothing coming from this, that you're just feeding slopping pigs. Like, I can't even enjoy the simple things. Like, I don't, fuck all the fame, at least I can enjoy a meal, enjoy my company, having even just a slight normal conversation with a waiter. How you doing? Oh, that's normal. It's not, it's Sarah Cooper, get the president, transient, like, I'm not here to argue, I just want to get some, like, food, like, something, a meal. I'm not here to be judgmental, and it doesn't work. And it's very frustrating, because why is my mom's dead body, and why is my dead sister, and why is everything yours and nothing's mine? Why is it all this shit yours? It shouldn't be. But that's the way I have to go to our church, and it's like, you know, I can't do anything about it. You have no idea that even the preparations of ways that I'm talking now, what they're doing to me when I go down the bus, every single thing is detailed, and it's not me jig-jaggering, just picking details out. No, it's intentionally being said this way. I don't get anything from this. I'm 40, they have no fucking idea what it is to be 8 years homeless. Like, I can count the months in every city that I was in. Okay, 1 month over there, 9 months under that bridge, 3 months in freezing temperature, 1 month in Hawaii, another month and a half in North Dakota, Dallas, you know, probably equivalent of about 27 months total. Oklahoma, you know, Lawrence, Kansas, that shelter, I stayed there for like a year. You know, come back and forth, living in a shelter. It was fucking, it's fucked up. It's fucking, where it's not me trying to engage. And they don't care about justice. This is unbelievable that when somebody does evil, they want to treasure them because of that prejudice movement. That's all it fucking is. You know, disposing my mother and me, this little dead girl, for the president, and having the president do his people do it for him, because they're going to make sure all their money's going to count psychologically, to make sure I appreciate all the money that's ever there. And I don't care. Well, I just have an apartment at live a normal job. You're still going to keep spying on me, but at least I get live some kind of a decent life for the remaining part. And that's it. It doesn't change. That's fine. but I'm content, 10 times more content, and deal with this other shit. I get very little benefit of any of this, next to nothing. There's none not appreciated in existence. Very difficult, because I have to shoot. It's like I have to just shoot my mother at point blank range because these white supremacist pieces of shit are doing this to her. They don't give a. I'm walking to the Zach Bagans. You could tell the energy. They don't give. They don't have any empathy. They don't. They don't understand how Lupe was. They don't understand how even my Uncle Beto was. They don't know the details. I get it more, and I give it to my kids. I get it more, and then I hurt you. No, I don't care. Yeah, I got you real good. Or I know I'm gonna tell you, you know what, Frankie? No, Frankie pays for it. No, I'm gonna. And it doesn't. Why does this tragedy? Your fucking money? My dad didn't leave me anything. Now my biological father's in the picture, and I don't even, It's difficult. That's my existence. Every restaurant. Every fucking restaurant. It's every. I can't ever do this, and they're literally taunting me about saying this person's name, and taunting me in very deep, detailed words too. And then trying to act, oh yeah, Madison's a hero for the tragedy. Oh no, I'm mad. It's like they're treasuring a fucking woman being poisoned because that's why my sister was deformed. Let's feel sorry for Sarah Cooper. Make the attention, keep focus on it, because just keep the attention on it, because it just goes to Kenneth. And then Kenneth goes through with the hip-hop joint on MTV. And it's fucked up. I'm just trying to enjoy simple things, and it becomes very difficult. I feel like I'm on a brain hemorrhage, and they're doing this on purpose. There's no way out. To the point where I have to worship the God that Barack Obama and George Bush are confining me to, because it's the order of his people and the order of what he wants to do, and give me a trophy around the fucking neck to tell fuck your mother in the ass, you stupid ass. I went again for the transgender movement of a daughter, because that's what he gave to his kid. It's very difficult. Fixing things, there's no fixing HIV. There's none of that. And you're living the perception of having my mother, God knows if she's even still to this day, she may be willing to have sex with another bisexual guy. If she, whatever mental capacity. Or how about you sell her a black? Yeah, a real loving black woman to Christian. A real loving black woman. Yeah, because I could burn my mother to hell with that one. I could burn my mother to, I'll find you a good black Christian to give you, for Barack Obama black niggas. You see how that work right there? Yeah, we saved America. We were slaves at one time, And it becomes very, very difficult. My mother despises black people like the way that I did. When you get cornered like I did, all those faggots, all of your friends though, most of them, they're looking for exchanges. Some of them are lenient, but it's difficult. How about you do that to my mother? Sell her black, huh? Yeah, that'll work real good. Yeah, you remember Christian and just love. At least you're not alone. You see how things work out real good. And it's, my mother would have never wanted Raquel. And Raquel's not a very pretty person facially. So compared to what I could get and I had potentials for, they cornered me. You don't understand that they were doing this in high school to me. Richard Murphy, John Murphy played along with this, whatever it is, the situation. I know nothing about any of this. Jeremy played along with it. Oh yeah, and then your families too, huh? My mother's being gutted out like a worthless pig, and it's all on their fucking table, and time did run out. And time still is. This doesn't matter, they had a better existence. This is for the political power. This is for not something I want to participate in. The simple connections of a mother doesn't understand that this is a very toxic bisexuality of my mother being attracted. They're going to justify to keep Ken Cooper's and Sarah Cooper's sexual secrecy in their marriage and use my mother. And they're going to sacrifice. Oh yeah, just put your sperm over there and tell them you're a straight neck like a straight man. Nobody understands that my mother couldn't go over and just touch her daughter because she was scared. I'm in that house all the time. Oh, it was me that was yelling at her? But you don't know all the little details as well, that I'm watching her, the fearful. flopping up and down so you can remember why you had an 8-hour shift at work to think about. Yeah, that's Barack Obama right there. How about you feel sorry for that one living in a 3-bedroom house? Yeah, that one over there had real Christian, and he's a raging bull now, just goodness, willing to take the shot. So I'm venting right now. Hopefully you make of it whatever you want. And that's difficult to deal with, like with my mother's death. This is very mentally unhealthy. Where I have to point it at her. This is what they built up. My mother would have wanted. It's like I can hear her crying. It's like I can hear her crying. Like I don't know what it is, and it bothers me. Like everything, the history. It's not that I'm trying to look emotive. It's like I know that that's how the situation was. I'm not making this shit up. She's thrown one dead child and she gets used to that practice, and I've thrown me away. Oh, Sarah Cooper feels sorry for this. And I have to talk this way. Leave it alone. Whatever actions that had happened, it's definitely uncovered the horrors that it isn't going to change. The fact that I'm still alive. If I go to the Holocaust fucking museum, those people were dead. They're no longer here. They're not here to fucking cry about the emotions if you think that you're taunting the situation when I'm not even there taunting it and they're not alive. Like, that's very different. My mother, and still let's feel sorry for these motherfuckers in the prejudice movement. Oh, then what did your mother give you? Oh yeah, the dirty white, white trash bitch. Oh no, I mean the Mexican. Oh, I mean forgiveness time with the Bible was Ken Cooper who built the church. Oh, it's not about racism. No, it's about black niggas with 97.9 to be for black. Oh, let me tell you my stroke and disease. Oh, forgot to tell you about the 10 rapes. Oh no, it's Hector's fault. And it's problems are going to be problems. Should be able to do the simplest things, and not allow perpetrators like that ever again. But it's never going to happen. I know what I'm telling you. The President of the United States, she knew it's a very ingenious way to be very hateful. You have to be a special type of disgusting, oozing, motherfucking rotten person inside to do what Sarah Cooper and Ken Cooper were doing. This has nothing to do, I'm a police officer, I know what the mathematics is of when a detective does bullshit. Because they're covering up that they knew about Frankie being raped. How they charged up my mother at the nursing home, I'm like, we got a real life dead body. How they, even if you cut it off whenever she started laughing at that funeral, no. Because I can't defend myself. I know nothing about what's going on. I can't defend myself, like in any kind of way, to stay protective, because I don't even know that there's something on my table people might want to take, because I don't have anything for them to take other than my looks and genetics. That's it. There's nothing that I have. Michael Jackson, political power, Barack Obama, the movement with Keynote, and this attached to Raquel. I don't know any of this. None of it. Like, there's nothing for me to defend because I don't have anything on my table. I don't know of anything. I'm going to wait until bad happens to you and then use other people to do it for you. This story that my mother wanted for her life is all poison because, just put the pig to start breeding babies. They don't care about the details. The devil's in the details, It's difficult because what she's having to do, throw Frankie in a corner. The bruises on Frankie were huge, and I saw her pick up the shirts, and there were welts on him. I mean, huge welts. I mean, fucking like purple and black, like crunching, like somebody you had fractured probably ribs. And I don't know if this is true. Miguel will probably tell you. For some reason, I keep getting this image that I also got punched too. That I think I remember it was toward the outside of the garage where I got punched and I was on the ground like, I don't know, or if that was Frankie also. But I do know Frankie got punched because I saw some sort of, because you got to understand how perpetrating, how kitty friend, just like Ken Cooper's trying to make you feel comfortable, and then Sarah Cooper, and then Ken gets in and does this to you real quick. And it's difficult. My mother can't even report that rape. You're saying you see a bruise that big, stay in your fucking corner and get raped for the next. Frankie goes to the bar, gets raped. Oh, Frankie, get up, so he's just in a cage now dealing with that. You're gonna get Ken Cooper Kino from this, United Center now to eat with head crack niggas. Yeah, because he's just, being loved and kind. But you still got paid, look real cool, you have a good time, you see, ha 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 ha. You know what I'm saying? I come through on the 50 Cent, oh, I had a stroke, feel sorry for me, Martin Luther King now. It's difficult to accept for me. It's not something that it's easy to talk about. It's insane that what my mother's having to do with for my father, that they bought my father out, shoved money in my mother's throat. They raped her, gave her the kids. She didn't do anything. You're just a guinea pig, stupid bitch. We're gonna attack Hector. Oh, it was Sarah Cooper and Ken Cooper. It was Ken for 97 for black niggas. Oh, for the black nigga Raquel. Oh, yeah, see, you already perpetrated either there. You see, you're one of them. You already did once before, just like that guy said over at Lawrence, Kansas. Yeah, you've been there before once already. You can do it again for, white people, black niggas. This is a free racist country, for the Jesus Bible. Very difficult, because this isn't getting millions of dollars. It's being fetched or me searching for it. It's like the existence while I'm alive is pleasant. Like, it's pleasant. Sit at a restaurant, whatever money, whatever anything you want, other countries are maybe doing, it doesn't change anything. They just trying to add the value of life because it's already fucked off, and they fucked it off on purpose. That is really harsh to deal with. Having to, you bring all these, how my mother was, nobody was there, they don't care. Frankie got a fucking, baddest motherfucker UFC belt being fucking raped. And what Dana White and the UFC fighters are fucking, they're straight to, okay, now let's turn the turntables on this, Oh, Madison, Marine girl. It's, it couldn't have been more of an atomic bomb, Hiroshima, Nagasaki on my mother's fucking asshole, on her fucking face. Because when those twins showed up, how that mentally does to that person is, it covers Barack Obama and his shit that he did. Barack Obama was going to get everything he wanted no matter what. Him showing his presence to me in any kind of fucking way was intentionally just to harm me. Intentionally for just political power movement, for the movement, because of Michael Jackson. And we're, I know that it was going to be coming from George Bush, because I already knew. Having another president layering it is secret power that goes into the White House between George Bush and then Barack Obama, helping clean him up and leverage. And it's very difficult, because there's no reason. He's going to take action. He's going to make these decisions. There's no reason to show up at all in any way in my presence. He's already in power. He's whatever. There's no reason. Don't show up at all. No, I already know, like George Bush was involved in this shit from the very beginning. I already know that. But he didn't show up into the picture. There's no political power and just how psychology and the movement of people. And, let me explain smarter than me, stupid. There's no reason to show up like that. That's only a future contamination, only a future tragedy that he's doing. He's going to keep lying and bullshitting. And this life has been so fucking hard and harsh on me that you don't understand what I'm not putting on camera. Sitting at a fucking restaurant just trying to get a glass of tea or drink a beer, which I hardly don't ever drink. I've had 5 sit-down drinks, 1 or 2 that I brought beer to the house. I wasn't even living in a homeless shelter. I think I've had probably about 5 or 6 sit-down drinks and drank once at my place, at a place that I was living at in the last 8 months. a very disgusting action that somebody can take like that, because, you know, you see somebody suffer like that, and, you know, I mean, that's a person, the desperation, the crying stories of jumping over a fucking border, laying into a goddamn cactus, and then being fucked by random people. Like, you don't understand how she was. You know, when my biological father showed up, she was fully intentionally with my father. Like, I saw my mom pick up the phone and said, yeah, come over, let's have a drink. And they had one beer together. I saw them in the hallway, and they looked at each other like they were going to shack up, and my mother immediately was like, okay, let's get to business, and they did. I mean, my mother wasn't scared. My mother was like, he called her, can I come over? Yeah, come over. Or mom said, yeah, you can come over. And my dad was at work, and I was just a little kid. I was like 3 or 4 years old. It's like anywhere from 3 to 5 years old. And I remember that. You know, it's like, my mother's never had anything. I never seen my mother kiss, but maybe just a handful of times, my Raymond Palomo. I mean, there's no dignity and respect. You want to make it into a story for President Barack Obama and the transgender movement. Motherfuckers like that don't get bothered by anything. What you did to my mother and what they did, oh, it's, you know, for political power. Oh, it's just for you. I can't even sit down at a restaurant. You know, it's like, leave it alone. Like, throwing their fucking goddamn money in your pig shit. Get out of here. Go. You know, and the magnitude the hopes that could have happened, and things personally that I want, not even a glimpse. And they just shoved it in my mother's ass, and, you know, you don't understand. They're gonna keep layering. They're gonna keep covering it up. They're gonna keep making excuses. They're gonna keep doing this. And there are very few people in the reality and the circumstances that would have done a really absolutely good job like I would have, because I am the circle of what was going on inside that. Not filthy pieces of shit that was getting a free handout. They're fucking freeloaders. That's what they are. They're a fucking freeloader. You know what a fucking freeloader is? They don't believe in God genuinely. They don't say thank you or pray at every fucking meal throughout their childhood with a dedicated practice. They don't, you know, clean after them, offer to clean their their plates. I was the only friend doing this. It was a very way that I grew up. None of this shit. It's all continuous in behavior and helping, understanding how the behavior, protecting your own mother. No, it's Sarah Cooper that Madison got and protected with the UFC, Dana White, and all the power, and then just political power for the president. You know, American soldier got burned. Oh, you know, I'm a Marine. You know, and it's just like, it's difficult. It's very difficult. So I'm waiting now. I'm supposed to be waiting for a friend to come by and pick me up. Ricky Box, figure out, see what casino, get something to eat, buy a beer, so maybe watch him gambling. I don't gamble, but it's difficult. You know, it completely drowns out my mother. You know, like, you know, how team efforts of religion, how that confines you. Oh, okay, yeah, just Jesus, okay, bisexual, I fucking, yeah, you see Jesus again. You see how, oh, okay, how about Barack Obama gives my mom a good black nigga for chemo to cover up for Raquel, and then head crap for black niggas, you know, we make Michael Jackson good, you know, this is Chino living in the hood, you know, for the police department. Thanks for doing that for us, you know, we're talking about, you know what I'm saying, because it's about Jesus in the Bible. Oh, my mom would like that. See, oh, man, my mom's crying right now in my head when I see that, like, that's like shooting, I was like getting shot and shooting my mother in the face, saying that shit, you know, because, you know, my mother would not focus on racism, but was not wanting my son, you know, to do that, get you a black nigga, you know, and then clean up afterwards. No, I don't fuck you. Because all these one over here sold it to this one over here, and then that's how it happened. And it's very difficult to accept. Oh, Michael Jackson. Oh, what did Michael Jackson give you in the gay community? Oh, what the black community? What in the Mexican community? They don't care. It's about taking, stealing, what you have on your table. I don't care. Perpetrate later. They point the finger back. I don't care. And, you know, it's, you know, how my mother she wouldn't say it just like in nasty jokes, because she wasn't really like particularly that way, she genuinely didn't like that, and she with herself or me, and I didn't, and I wouldn't have. But when you start developing and living by yourself and getting chaos and telling how Michael Ross or Richard Murphy, how John Vasili, you can't have this, you can't have that, oh, gay community, oh, Nick Carrera, oh, okay, well, oops, then time passed, I got the money, I got the fame. At least he died early, at least I had a better life. Oh, look at my, and it's just so beyond, I don't have a problem working 8 hours a day at a print shop, again, or some type of job, cubicle desk. I have no problem at all. I don't, they're always going to talk about what privileges and political power, and then using the Marines that died, and then using that on me, and it doesn't change, because you got a stupid working donkey mule. They know how to behave. They know how to talk. The same way that they're doing to me as they did to my mother, with a fucking 3rd grade to 2nd grade education, being raped and sold and prostituted, having sex with bisexual men, not willing me. Oh, but it's just now I have to just go ahead and start lying to you that's who she was. She's just being herself. Remember, we were all confused and we all rainbow love each other. Forgiveness time. You don't understand that my mother is like, in the behavior that I'm watching her, you can see, like, as I replay, she's having Frankie just stay in your corner like the dog gets beaten. And that's what's happening, but she's not wanting to. She's like, you're okay, like, we gotta struggle. I'm poor educated. We're not Sarah Cooper and Ken Cooper and Kenneth and Madison have planes up, and then Michelle and Kim, and you feel sorry for them. Like, these are basic means of life that should not have been involved. They do it to drag it and then point out what they want as they keep dragging the shit, and that's what Sarah and Ken and Kenneth was doing. That's what that family's doing, because they start pointing the platoons at me. I know nothing. You don't understand. I don't know anything. Like, the only thing that anybody could have helped me is have a conversation or hang out every once. That was it. Other than that, I was going to go back to school, get a girlfriend, but swindle down on this music shit. I was fine. This is not me tricking to get millions of dollars, tricking you to eventually get to the money and fame, tricking you until I had a better life, and this is the hip-hop joint of being a b-box boy that I always wanted to be, just like it's like so barbaric to even watch this on camera, and you see people smile and you see how they behave. It's so toxic and so evil in a way that it's just like very dark, very, very dark. Because then the people that lived in that entertainment world, some of them have been in that world so long, they're fucked up. And that's all LBG. There's maybe 10%. I even heard DJ A-Track once said this, which is very courageous of him. He says, there's no fucking blueprints. There's no DJ straight men at all. There's none of us. There's not any. And he's the biggest and the baddest and travels the most. And he's like, there's none of them. There's not any at all. There's not any blueprints at all. You make of it, I really would have liked to have been around Michaela as a brother in my youth and meet him before Sarah Cooper shit in her mouth. Because I know it was going to correlate. You don't understand how that family and Kenneth would have led for the supporters to support them to come after you, because the relations of how sexual behavior, big penises, desires, it's not, I hate you, Michaela, none of that. It's perfectly fine. It's okay. I like pink pussy, alright? So, like I said, but in this particular situation that I'm talking about is it's to mentally stabilize you, to put you in a format, to dismember you, degrade you in those situations, and then infect you, get you contaminated with a black first if you didn't have a baby or something like that, or even better yet, they would have gone after your mother. And if your mother had a kid with a half black guy, half black, half white, Bingo. What do you think it's going to do to my biological father? Okay, now go send him a woman. Okay, Sarah Cooper again, the keynote for Black Niggas for President Barack Obama and 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying, with Dr. Dre. This is all they're doing. And you're going to feel sorry and empathy for tragedy and death, because you always do. Because there's even worse people. They should be conveying to the very basic life. Blue collar job. Sitting down eating a meal. Not targeting for riches of whatever I don't know that I have that's even on my I know nothing. They're just pointing the finger. It's go get them over there. Oh yeah, keynote, and I said, oh okay, I'll take the blame. Oh okay, I'm tougher now. Oh okay. There's other things that are going through my mind. I think I saw Richard Martinez over there that day that Ricky said that he had a shotgun. He pulled out a shotgun, he was going to shoot him, and I don't know if he was taking it. I don't think he was, but I think I saw him over there. And the reason I say this is because there was a guy that looked like my biological father, and he was acting straight. Like he was acting this sort of like affirmative, acknowledging me, like he already knew who I was. And I remember walking by the house where Joe used to live. And I walked there, and I remember him acknowledging me, like looking at me like, so it's kind of like delivering, like, yeah, here, man, go get you some pussy, you know, which is a good token, but I don't know who this person is. In my mind, there's no existence that anybody should be placing any women or opportunities of any kind. If there is, it would be very, very minimal in the situations. And I don't know if I saw Richard Martinez over there, because if he was over there, bingo. But I don't know if he was thinking of my Miguel, and you still have electronic devices that was going on. But, you know, this is such a mess of things. You don't understand. This is so much. You know how much they correlated so with a clean finish, because you got the other problems of the other kids. It's inevitable that they won't. I mean, it's insane for the greedy, self-absorbed behavior, so over proportioned. You know, like it's hard, because I've seen a lot of tragic shit and been through a lot at a very young age. Children's Medical Hospital. That is pure. That is attention, bitter, rotten, filth, motherfuckers. Secrecy, president, protect them, feel sorry for them. I don't give a fuck. They're basic. If humans, U.S. American life should be acceptable to have been to my mother in that situation. Not. And granted, you know, me take Michael Jackson off your table, political power, always just here stupid. That's all it fucking is. And Jesus, the way they're doing to me, they're doing this shit to my mother. With a third grade education,